How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here, bringing you guys a brand new discussion for today, folks. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be giving off our first impression off of another 2016 summer anime, guys. And the anime that I'm going to be talking about is Qualidea Code, guys. This anime, guys, I personally thought it was completely hopeless. At first glance, of course. At first glance, I thought it was completely hopeless, guys. Don't get me wrong. But after watching the episode and then using Google search, of course, and researching more about this anime, because I'm just wondering why this anime is kind of popular, and then there was a reason why. There's a reason why this anime really is popular. It's because there are 3 authors that worked on separate novels and actually collaborated and made it as one anime. Which I thought then, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then when I look back at the episode, I thought, okay. And then I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense as to why a lot of the ideas were kind of thrown just like a little bit everywhere. But that's due to the fact because there's basically the main stars of the freaking show are literally the main stars. And I was wondering why do they call it the protagonist? Why? I mean, is that like just an epithet? But then, okay, and I started noticing that, okay, it's because 2 characters out of each city. By the way, there's 3 cities, guys, that each of the characters that like are in Paris, they protect. If I believe it was Ichiya Suzaku and Kanaria Utada, they protect Tokyo School. There's Rindu Hoturi and Tenkawa Mahime. I believe they protect the Kanagawa School. And then there's Chigusa Asuha and Chigusa Kasumi, and they protect the Chiba School, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's how it is. And basically, those 3 separate schools are basically from 3 separate authors. And that's how it kind of works. And then what these 3 authors basically did, they collaborated as one author and put this anime together. And I personally thought, okay, that's actually pretty interesting now. The only thing is that I just don't see this anime going for a very long time. That's the only thing I just noticed about this anime. Sure, they got the world setting perfect and everything. It's just that for just how long they're gonna be fighting the enemy. I feel like maybe a season or 2. I just don't see it being an everlasting adventure or something along the line. Like I feel like this story is a very shortcoming story, and they'll get everything done within like a season or 2. Like, that's my really honest opinion of this episode, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just it. Nothing else I can say about it, because the fact that, I mean, the enemies that the students are facing off, there's no difficulty for the student. The way that the students in the series, they're fighting off against this enemy called the Unknown, and basically, they're always winning. They're always freaking winning, and they're winning by numbers too, if I remember correctly. And so then you're wondering as to, okay, if they're winning and their world is perfectly safe, each of the students are very overpowered. By the way, they all have like magic, or they called it worlds, I believe. I think it was called worlds. And basically, the students are able to take down all these unknown creatures that come out of nowhere, almost kind of like a sci-fi. It's almost like a sci-fi supernatural thing going on here. They involve magic and like sci-fi elements into this anime itself. But then you're wondering as to if the kids and all the heroes are just not having any difficulty facing off this enemy, then how are they I mean, why are they still fighting this enemy? It seems like they got everything under control. That's why it didn't really seem like this. Like I said, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be going on for a long time. Like they're winning. They're literally winning. So where's the struggle? Where's the coming of age stories? Where it's just, like I said, it just doesn't really click on that much. Don't get me wrong, the action in the anime episode itself was pretty entertaining. We get to see each of the characters showcase their own talents and strength. I believe the Tokyo School was involving itself more with magical items, and by the way, the main character for the Tokyo School, I didn't like that main character. He kind of gave off the impression of being an arrogant, and he's like a socially awkward teenager. So I'm just like wondering, like, oh, come on, we have another one of those bad boys now. Okay, that's interesting. But the thing is, with the main character Suzaku, if I remember correctly, his character, he doesn't seem to, like I said, it doesn't seem to like have any problems fighting the enemy itself, or other characters as well. So just wondering like, how is they gonna continue the story? But then it kind of begs you the question that maybe it's the government that, like, maybe they are the ones that are causing all this trouble or something. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, that's what it feels like, that the government itself might be that. But then again, I haven't read all the author's works because of the fact that it's a very expanded. Think of like Marvel itself, guys, because there's 3 separate authors, and each of the separate authors have their own stories that don't connect with each other. So you're kind of wondering like, oh, okay. And you're kind of wondering as to, do they kind of explain it more in the author's stories or something along the lines of that? You're just kind of wondering like, where do these unknowns come from? You're just wondering like, are they man-made too? Because the fact that the setting is set off in a very, very distant future. Everybody's kind of like they have like barcodes back in the back of their necks, and you're wondering like, wow, people are being tracked everywhere they're at. So it kind of makes you wonder if like the government itself is actually the enemy. So then that's what I was kind of wondering, like, are they really fighting the unknown, or are they really fighting the enemy? And also, they're actually ranked in the anime itself, guys, which I kind of thought to myself, they're being ranked. Okay. If they're being ranked, why are they being ranked? That just doesn't make any sense in my honest opinion. Why are they being ranked in their own world? Like, I know they kind of explained it that the characters get more, I would say, they get more reputation and more housing, like like they get a better chance of living, around their school settings. And you're wondering like, is that really necessary for the ranking system? I mean, come on. It's almost like One Punch Man, where you're getting the better rank you are, the more privileges you get. But in this kind of thing, like, that just doesn't make sense. You're getting ranked based off the killings that you do. So then everybody's trying to kill the same unknowns, so it doesn't really give them a fair chance. So it's kind of like, I don't know. The idea just kind of seems like all 3 authors just kind of meshed together and couldn't think of a good enemy itself. I mean, I respect the authors. Don't get me wrong. The authors are really doing really well with the series. But it's just that, in my opinion, I just don't seem to be clicking onto it. It was called Qualidea Code. I just don't seem to be clicking on it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The only main character that I actually really enjoyed out of this episode was Shigusa Kasumi. And his character kind of seemed pretty cool. Like, the way he was kind of mysterious. And I love the way he kind of explained himself in the episode itself, was the fact that he kind of said, oh, the ranking system doesn't matter what strength you're at throughout the whole entire, like the setting, I was like thinking like, okay, that does actually kind of make sense. The ranking doesn't really matter anymore. It just depends on like what your ambition is and how strong you really are. The rank is just kind of like, just you basically showboating yourself. And I'm here thinking like, this character, he's interesting. Interesting choice of words that you're also used too. And also he's a sniper too, which is pretty cool. But like I said, nonetheless, the story, I don't know about you guys, but personally, in my honest opinion, it didn't really click onto me. There's pretty good battleground music. There's the intro and ending themes are pretty interesting in itself, guys. Like I said, the studio really worked hard in doing all this, and I give them props. Putting 3 different stories and collaborating all together. That's actually very wonderful. I can see why it's a popular anime, but just in my own opinion, I just don't see it lasting long. That's the thing with this anime. I just don't see it long. I really don't. I'm sorry, it's just like the way the world setting is built upon, it just seems perfect. And of course, that's because they fixed themselves from the beginnings of like what the unknown did in the beginning of the episode. They kind of destroyed and left it in a post-apocalypse, but it just doesn't look like the place is in a post-apocalyptic. They're having all this advanced machinery and everything. It's just like the logic, Like I said, it just doesn't really click on to me, guys. I'm sorry. But those are my thoughts on Qualidea Code, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this actually anime. Like I said, it's a very interesting anime. But like I said, just in my own opinion, I just don't. It doesn't really interest me that much. Not even the battles, too, in a sense. You kind of say. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Code Lyoko. It's like a very old school 90s anime. Like I said, it just doesn't click. It just really doesn't. I don't know why, but this anime just doesn't click on me. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this anime itself, guys. Do you guys enjoy any of the 3 authors' works? You know, and like I said, guys, if you guys actually enjoy any of the main characters, since there's like a wide and broad actually range of characters in here, it was kind of hard to see which main characters actually interest. But like I said, my favorite character was probably Akasumi, and he seemed like he's the one that only stood out of everybody. All the other ones are kind of like mediocre at its best. You know, if they're trying to make them the protagonist itself. You know, props to Wataru. I love his characters. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this anime. I know I'm repeating myself like 30 billion times, but don't worry, that's it for the end of this rant, you kind of say. But as always, guys, have a wonderful day. But if you guys enjoy my content, give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe. But this is Mr. Zen signing out.